I am about to go down to start the load of laundry that I set aside. This is intended to be a guided meditation. I'm also gonna let me test out how I fixed. Oh, it's still way too big. Let's see if I can make it smaller. So yesterday I worked on like my I'll be right back screen for when I'm doing lives and I need to hop out, and then it wasn't the right, it was landscape instead of portrait, and so it looked all wonky. So I made a new one. Well, I fixed it. So let's see, is it working? I don't know why it's not playing. Huh. Okay, so so it's not working. Well, I guess I have some work to do on that front as far as figuring out why exactly it's not playing. So, hello, happy Monday. I am going to go start a load of laundry. I look all wrinkly. Start your day off right with some water. Happy Monday, everybody. I am going to talk for about 20 minutes, maybe half an hour. I really have got to get back to my desk and working by 10 a.m. It's 9:33 a.m. on a Monday. Let's go start a load of laundry. So there's my pantry. So I've already sorted it. Oh wait, I forgot to get my little, so my hair's all wet, it's drying. I have a call in an hour and a half with one of my clients. And then I have another call, so that's at 11. And then at 1 p.m. I have another call with my other client. Both of those calls could be half hour to an hour. So now we're gonna go. Oh, I got this stuff by accident, but I'm gonna try it anyway, which was funny because hello everybody, thank you for popping in. I'm about to go to the basement to do some laundry, and I'm gonna psych myself up with a I am worthy Monday morning meditation. Oh God, I dropped my phone. Let me see if I'm actually still live, because I don't know if I lost. It says it's still going. I don't know if I lost the connection when I went down to the basement, and then it seemed like everybody dropped off. It shows that it's live, but there's nobody here. So let's see. Oh, okay. People just popped on. Hi. I went down to the basement to start a load of laundry, and let me turn this way. Is it backwards or not? Hi. VVKILL letters. How are you? So please hold. Oh, I'm going to show my screen. Hello. Hello. Good morning. Happy Monday. So I just started by going down and starting a load of laundry, starting fresh Monday morning with a new load of laundry. And I dropped my kids off at school, and hold on, let me try to open this thing. 1 second, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to set up my stream. Good morning. So the purpose of this live stream is to do a quick guided meditation to encourage everybody to start your week off. Start your week off feeling good about yourself, good about the work that you need to do. And many people struggle with the feeling that you're not worthy, you're not good enough. Maybe you have been traumatized and or abused, and or you were raised in a low-income family and you internalized your lack. Or maybe you were raised by people who, made you believe that money is the root of all evil. So let me make it clear that as you're popping in, I should just state a few facts about myself and this channel. So that's what I was saying. I started off saying that yesterday when I was in a live stream, somebody popped in and they were like, what's your channel about? And, I get irritated by having to repeat it every single time. So I, just say, well, check out my About Me, or I have like videos. I have About Me videos you can check out. And they responded, well, you could have just explained it, in that amount of time. And I thought about it, and actually, it's true. One of my clients always talks about the importance of having an elevator pitch, which is a quick, like a 60-second or less little pitch about yourself, what you do, and like a mini self-promotion spiel. So taking that guy's thoughts, I do think that that's, it's actually a good idea. I could, in the time that it takes me to say, read my description and check out my About Me videos, I could say, I talk about healing from trauma. I talk about learning to like yourself, learning to love yourself through the process of learning to like yourself. This is a safe space for LGBTQI plus A, which is anyone who identifies as an LGBTQ plus intersex or an ally. So I personally, I'm single by choice. I'm celibate by choice. I'm not looking to date. And I love that about my life. And it's such a healing, incredibly healing and powerful choice that I have made for myself. One moment, please. Subscribed, please. I invite you to subscribe to my channel. I have a website, Patreon, YouTube, and TikTok. .com. Please join me. So also, I have to lean around my phone so I can see, so I can pause that. Also, this place is a safe space for LGBTQ plus. However, it is not a safe space for racist, transphobic, homophobic, fascists, Nazis, MAGA, people who are perverts or predators, people who say unsolicited sexual comments, and religious zealots. So I also have a policy which I'm learning to get better at, especially the more that I do these videos, where I actively ignore comments from people who are all of the things that I just mentioned. And that part of this Your Wealth is Good meditation is recognizing that healthy relationships require a mutually beneficial, mutually desired investment in that relationship. Whether it's your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your in-laws, your children, your nieces, your nephews, whoever it is that you're trying to have a relationship with in your life, it's so important that there's this mutual respect and that people learn to say no. People learn to say, I don't feel safe around you. I don't feel comfortable around you. I don't want to expose myself to the hate and the vitriol and the rhetoric, or I don't want to hang around people who put my life at risk, or you vote for policies that put my life at risk and my health at risk and my children at risk and my loved ones, and on and on and on. And, you know, the people who get offended by me saying, no KKK motherfuckers up in here, no racists, no xenophobes, no Zionists, no weird religious zealots. None of you guys are welcome here because you are unsafe. You are dangerous. You are a threat. You are actively seeking to harm either me and or the people that I love and that I care about. So again, it's nobody's business who you love or what your genitals are or what you choose to do, as long as you're both consenting adults. If you're two consenting adults, then it ain't nobody's business what's all going on up under there, except for the person who is going to be, you know, intimately involved. Good morning, Sandra Wells from Harvest, Alabama, and Roll Tide. And hello from Indonesia. So I'm trying to find my live so that I can get rid of, for some reason it's not popping up. Obviously it's live, but I'm trying to usually I open up my live stream on my computer so that I can get, what's happening? So I can remove the unwanted creepos who are just being hateful. So usually I just ignore them, and it's intentional. So I'm trying to get better at just noticing those hateful comments without saying them out loud, because when I first started doing lives last week again, I just was oh, let me just read comments. But then you get oh crap, you're reading comments and they're not good. It's just shit, I don't want to say that, I don't want to say that out loud.
I've recently come to learn that a lot of founders and
so I'm just trying to open it over here so what I'm trying to get better at is getting rid of the obviously hateful people whose only intention is to bring discord, disharmony, to make good people feel bad about just being themselves. Hi Nancy, hi Lion King, free Palestine, I agree. So hi Raid Darko. So again, I need to figure out my 15-second spiel so that I can say it at the top of the video. Thank you. You hope all is well. I hope all is well with you too. And the purpose of this live stream is to just get some of my thoughts out, whatever's swirling around the top of my head. It's a Monday morning. I have to start to dive into focusing on what my clients' needs are. And like I was saying, I have 4 different clients right now that are my regular ongoing clients. I was actually In yesterday's video, I was adding up how many hours, like on a weekly basis, how many hours they, like when I combine it all together, how many hours do I actually have like every week with them. Hold on, let me, hold up a sec. So I have that little pause screen, so when I need to check on something or like do something real quick off screen, I can just pop that on, and then it makes it easier later. If I choose to, if I have time to edit the video, I can always just go back and it's a lot easier to cut those out when I can like see the little difference. Anyway, Jay says, to all brave Americans who stand with humanity, much love from Africa, Sudan. Thank you so much. Free Palestine. I agree. So I really have to jump off in about 5 to 10 minutes. So I just want this to be, like I was saying, it's in part just for myself so that I can get started on my day, feel focused. I have a variety of clients that I have to do work for, and for each one, I have to kind of like, not kind of like, I have to refocus what I'm thinking about, what I'm doing for them, what's due, what's the deadline, what are the tasks to do. And it can get really overwhelming and frustrated, and sometimes I'll just sort of do other things that are not helping, and then it gets late. And so what I did today, well, I've been thinking about it for a little while, and I made some changes. So starting today, so when school started at the beginning of September, I was bringing my children to school and in the mornings, and then I would go pick them up in the afternoons, but they each have like slightly different schedules. So I would have to go out at like 2:40 to go get my younger one, and then I'd be back by like 3:30 or so, and then like less than an hour later I have to go back out and go get my older son. And what ended up happening is like it just kind of cut like from around 2:30 till about like 5:30. My whole afternoon is just like chopped out with me running back and forth, and I really, I love being there for my children. And I was explaining to my younger son today, like I literally feel guilty about the fact that I'm telling him to take the school bus home, which is ridiculous because the school bus is right outside the school. As soon as he gets out, he walks down the stairs, and there he has to just get on his school bus, and then it drops him off a block away. And he is 13 years old. He can walk a block. So talking about reshifting how you think about like everything in your day-to-day life. So for me, being able to take back 2 hours out of my day of feeling obligated to run around and drive around town picking up my kids, now I'm saying, okay, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, you're going to take the school bus home, and for my younger son, and I still have to go pick up my older son, but I don't have to pick him up. He's done at what he's doing at like 5:15. So now my younger son, instead of me leaving the house at 2:45 to go get him and then having to get home and then have like, such a little bit of time to sit and focus and get work done, I'm allowing myself to say, it's totally fine. Like I have trauma from when I was growing up, and my parents never really being there to give me rides. I always had to take the bus or walk. And then especially as I got to be an older teen, and in my early 20s, it was, walk, take the bus. If I couldn't afford a car, which I didn't have a car until I was 21. I didn't have a driver's license until I was 21. So anyway, my whole childhood just set me up for wanting to bend over backwards for my children. And, the last few years, like I was saying in the beginning of this stream, which there's a description in the description box. If you're asking what is this about or what's going on here, please feel free to read the description. Just open it up and it'll explain it to you. And I was saying that I need a 15-second elevator pitch, but I'm not going to repeat that 15-second elevator pitch 50,000 times because people don't want to take the time. It's like if you're actually interested and you want to know, then you'll look in the description box because you would want to know, if he wanted to, he would. People who want to invest in whatever it is, whether it's getting to know me as a content creator on a live stream or somebody in your life, they will make that little bit of effort. And if they're unwilling to make effort, then that's not a healthy connection. So this video, the title is Your Wealth is Good, Guided Meditation. It's all personal, really. This is for me. This is me talking to me about me for me. And I like to share certain thoughts because I feel like other people can benefit. So if you jump in and you're like, oh, what's going on here? That sounds interesting. Well, look, it's very inviting. The whole world is on the wall behind me. We're on air and I got my lights. I call these my festive lights because I keep them up all year round. I'm drinking my water. I am moderating the channel so that if weird people jump in, and I have a list. I have a list of people who are not welcome here. This is a safe space for LGBTQ plus and their allies like me. This is a place where if you're straight, but you're an ally, you're cool, you're chill, you're not MAGA, you're open-minded, you're liberal-minded, which is a good thing. It's such a good thing to be liberal-minded. People use the term woke as if it's some kind of insult. It's so insulting to be awake and aware. You would rather be asleep. Hello, smiling Clover. Hi, pretty lady from Trinidad. How are you? So this is what I find fascinating. However, it doesn't change the fact that my desire is to immediately delete you, yeet you, remove you, ignore, yeet, delete. That's how we're going to deal with the fascists, the Nazis, the MAGA, the racists, the xenophobes, the misogynists, the unwanted sexual commenting predators, and ageists and sexists. You're not welcome here. And the thing is, apply some lip balm. The thing is that nobody who is a safe person, who welcomes all people, regardless of what country they were born in or what language is their first language. Again, religious zealots are not welcome. People who believe in God or follow a religion or whatever, if you're Buddhist or you're non-religious or whatever the case is, of course you're welcome here, unless you're a religious zealot. Then if you're a religious zealot, then you're not welcome here because you make this safe space unsafe. And people who are abusive, or any of the people who are who identify with those things on that list, those are the people who get offended and who feel threatened. So, and then they try to, they want to add hatred or they want to diminish you, which leads me back to your wealth is good meditation. Your wealth is good, meaning it is okay for you to have wealth. Now, I'm not talking about trying to become a billionaire, which I do think, I do believe that there's a certain amount of, multi-millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars, that once a person gets to a certain level of wealth, I mean, there's scientific studies that have proven that once you get to beyond a certain level of wealth, there's no additional happiness to be gained from it. And in fact, it, the bell curve kind of, whoopsie, the bell curve. I need my notebook. Hold on. I've got my notebooks back here. Notebook. So again, this is a safe space, and the way that I handle inappropriate commenters is ignore, yeet, delete, which means I'm not going to engage with it. I don't want that trash here on my internet street. This is my internet street. Hi, Eric Markison. Beautiful, graceful hands. Thank you. So, if you say something that has no bearing on what this conversation is about, then I'll just ignore you. Not because I'm trying to be rude, but because it's so important to have the ability to stay focused. So that's like the bell curve. So, if you're struggling with poverty and you're down here, the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and you're just trying to survive, eat, pay rent, you don't know where you're going to sleep kind of shit, month to month, hand to mouth, it's stressful and your happiness is going to be low. And then as your wealth goes up, your happiness, people say money doesn't buy happiness, but money buys stability, and stability creates happiness. Money creates opportunities, and opportunities can bring you happiness. Money creates freedom to do the things that you want to do, and that can bring you happiness. So the idea that money, no, you can't just take money and go out and buy happiness with it. But having money, having enough money to pay your bills, to eat properly, to buy the clothes you want to wear, to take a class, or to go out, or to, get, like my nephew just had his birthday and I wanted to give him money. And I did. I was able to do that. And I wanted to be able to buy some food for the party, some vegan stuff. So that's what I did. And, right now I'm able to do that because I'm making a decent amount of money for, thank you, Eric Markison. I make a decent amount of money for where I live right now with the rent that I have. However, if I have to leave this place, which the new landlords are trying because they want to be able to flip it and get like double or more the rent, but there's rent control here. However, that doesn't mean that they're not going to do things to try to, get around that. But for now, I've been hanging in. However, I'm facing the reality that within the next few months, I'm going to most likely need, $10,000 set aside so I can move, as well as the ability to pay close to double, well, not double, but like probably $1,500 more. Hold on, I'm going to take a sip of water, but I'm going to just flip you around so you can see my lovely pause screen. Thank you. I'll be back. As I said, let's see, I'll stand up. All right, let me pause that. So I made a little I'll be back screen so that when I have to pause for whatever variety of reasons, excuse me while I adjust, that I'm able to do that. So I am going to be winding down in a couple of minutes because I really have to get started on my work day. I was kind of thinking about going outside for like a brief, I always like to, like before I really sit down and I really start my day, I like to even just to stand on the porch for a second. Put my shoes on, and what I can do is let me take a sip of coffee. My new chair, I did a live, I don't know if I ever, oh no, it wasn't a live. I did a video where I showed like making the new chair. So this is just a video to encourage you to start your Monday feeling inspired to do the work that you need to do with focus and to be willing to see. Then I feel like I can't talk freely because I don't know, like the neighbors might hear me. That's why I don't go outside. Now I'm changing my mind about going back outside. Because, I mean, I guess I could pop out just to see, just to get a air, but I won't go in the back trying to talk because there's people who live below me. Let's see, downstairs. And then in the backyard. It's already getting kind of hot out. You can see, looks nice out. But I don't want the neighbors to hear me. I want to just get a nice moment of the day, getting started on my work day, allowing myself to focus. I look tired, my eyes look kind of puffy. One of my subscribers, Bruce, hello Bruce, if you watch this later on the replay, he was saying that, I used to go out for walk and talks, and that was fun, and it really was fun. But, people can hear you. And then it's kind of hard to be. It's so loud. So it's hard to talk freely in a voice that I feel is the appropriate volume in a video when I'm like, I do look old and tired, because I am. But thank God I'm still here. People want to try to make you, thank you, Eric, now that I'm back at my computer and I can see your comment. I never mind when people's first language is another language. You know what that means? That means that you're likely intelligent and have the ability to learn multiple languages. More than I've managed. I know just a tiny bit of French and a tiny bit of Spanish. So, okay, so as I've said, hold on. Hey, Jimbo. I haven't seen you in a while. Ambidextrous, that's cool. That's good for your mind as well. So now I really have to start to get to work. The purpose of this video is I got my laundry started and I went out and got a fresh air, took some deep breaths. and talked a little bit about how as of today I've decided that my younger son is going to take the bus home 3 days a week, and then I want to see how that shift allows me to focus. So like what I was saying is that I was working cómo aprender español un poco. Yo habla un poco español, pero yo estudio en la clases in la university. Like, you think, like, that's what gets me so crazy, that people have the nerve to be mad that some people can't speak English as well when they literally are speaking another language. Like, that takes a lot. Hi, Osep Kanta and CHVC. So, a little bit all over the place, but there's a balancing act between saying the things that I came here to say and staying focused and on point. Amor y respeto desde Pakistan. Well, love and respect to Pakistan, I guess. Hello, Opening the Matrix. Yes. So, mi maman est haïtienne et j'ai allé à Haïti trois times. À donde les enfants. Like, I'm literally speaking Spanish and French mixed together because my mom's first language is French. I went to Haiti 3 times when I was little. We spent like basically like an immersive summer each time, about 10 weeks, my sister and I, and then my brother when he was the second, third time he was born. And my mom only stayed for like a week and then left us with her sisters and her parents, who didn't speak English, except my tati spoke a little bit. I do not have any cats. I am the cat. And then I took it a little bit in school, like middle school, and I don't think in high school they had it. So I'm explaining, I really only just speak English, but so I have like a little bit of, and then when we were in Haiti, my cousin and my brother, they spoke Creole, so we learned like a little bit of French and a little bit of Creole, and they learned a little bit of English, so we kind of like made up our own little way of communicating. And then I learned a little bit of French in school, but then when I went to university, they never had the French, like the French classes always were never when I needed them. So, yeah, hi Andy, the one cat that matters. Yep. Le français est difficile à apprendre. It's hard to understand French. It is. And, but French and Spanish are kind of similar. So anyway, when I was in university, you have to take a language. So I could not take French because it was never at the right time for my schedule. So, hi, Alan Ben Attar. So I ended up taking Spanish, and then, so I never became fluent. And, I love to watch foreign film or shows like Nueve Rico, Nueve Povo. Oh my God, I watched both of those. I'm so in love with that actor. And the one who played Andres. But I also just watched this French, what was it? It was called She Said Maybe. No, was it French? No, they were speaking German and some Turkey. And then, but I did watch some French thing. But anyway, good morning, honey bun, Jay. I don't know what that means. So, not Jay. I know what good morning, honey bun means, but the other comment, I don't know what it means. So anyway, I really love to watch things that are filmed in other places because, you know, American films can be very, it's just like so many guns, and it's like we're always saving the world. And thank you, CHVC. And you know, I don't care for that stuff. I like to watch like romantic comedies or drama and stuff like that, like telenovela, things like that. That's my kind of vibe. So anyway, I really need to get started with work. I do kind of want to take a little lap around, but then I have to like sort of whisper. Like, I really want to get back to my desk by 10:30. Let's see if I can find some socks. Then, I mean, you know, I can always do it. And then if you want to pop out because you're annoyed, then you can pop out because you're annoyed. What I don't like about when I walk away from my desk is that I can't yeet those nasty commenters. But anyway, that's okay because YouTube definitely has some level of filtering, and they automatically hide comments that are inappropriate, so I don't have to worry about that. Like right now, this message is held for review. And I'm not going to look at it because I'm not interested in whatever weird shit you might have to say. If it's being held for review, you know. All right, so I have been enjoying doing these live streams because of the interaction. Again, you know, it's like a positive and a negative because some people are very cool and wonderful, and some people are just here to hate or to spread their weird, limited, you know, they want to just get rid of people who, so it's, you know, is it ironic to say, oh, they want to get rid of those people having rights. They want to get rid of those people having a voice elsewhere. They want to get rid of those people's rights to have health care. Like, there's a huge difference between saying, I am curating a space here on my YouTube channel where I say, you guys are not allowed here. Are you allowed on YouTube? Yes. Are you allowed on live streams? Yes. Are you allowed to make your own video or go join some other live stream where you're welcome? Yes. Am I only having, like, am I only allowing a certain kind of people to exist? No. Am I creating a safe space in my online space as well as in my real life that says, I'm not friends with racists. If you're a racist or you're a transphobic or homophobic person, then to me, that's not a difference of opinion. You think other people don't deserve to live in a healthy, good way. And that's not an opinion. That is a creepy, fucking weird way to put people down for your own benefit. And I find that to be vile as well as offensive. So, and if you think that your desire to oppress other people, where's my basket? Is something that I should make a safe space for, then you came to the wrong place. And that's what I was saying earlier. The only people who get mad when you say no racists, the racists get mad. People who want to be safe and feel welcomed, no matter what color their skin may be, no matter how much melanin you may or may not have. Like, do I hate white people? No, I don't hate white people. But if you're racist, then yes, I don't want you anywhere near me or my children or my live stream. You know, because I don't condone what you believe in. And, all right, so now that I'm going to go outside briefly, I'm going to have to do like, it's going to be quiet a little bit. And the angle might be weird. Let's see. I've been on for 51 minutes. I got 8 minutes till it's 10:30. So let's go outside, get a little exercise. I'm making sure I'm not showing anything weird.